Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back. We are back on the coffee table. Fancy seeing you here. Short, like 24 hours after we have last spoken. But as promised, I am here today with a end of year binder update tour check-in point showing the state of my current Photocard collection. I'm pretty excited about it because, well, this will be about the 1 year anniversary of me storing photocards, because the very first photocard storing I did, that like set up my binders with me video, that was Photocard Storing 0 is what I called it. I know it didn't go up until April, but I actually filmed it like January 3rd, 6th. I filmed it really early January. And so, doing this at the very end of 2023, since I don't have anything that'll be on the way or make it before the new year, basically, this seemed like a really good check-in point. I know this is kind of, I don't want to say rite of passage, but I feel like a lot of photocard channels do this, so I'm kind of excited to put my own little video into the mix. And I'm just excited because I have made a lot of progress. I haven't decided yet, but editing me will let you know if I splice in either some old video or some pictures of what the binder looked like about a year ago and where I am now as a way to mark progress. I think that'll feel really good just because progress is hard to come by, and sometimes I feel like I collect really fast and sometimes I feel like I collect really slow. So this will be a very good way for me to it'll be for me. I'm making this for me, and this is an open letter to myself, so everybody gets to watch too. So to get started, we are going to go ahead and start. I think a good place to go is the miscellaneous binders, I call it. So this is everybody that I collect that is not one of my two alt groups. Yeah, so we'll start here. So starting here in the miscellaneous binders, I call it the pink binder. The pink binder is getting really thick, so we're gonna have to get a new binder soon, and I'm trying to decide who should get the moving out rights. I'm currently thinking it's gonna be Triple S because they just grow so fast and they have the most members, versus Billy is only the one member right now. So to that point, here's Billy. This time last year, this was the only thing I had for Billy. I had this singular OT7 set of the PVC cards from Pat Bing Sue. I still love them. I think they're beautiful. But now we have the beginnings of an OT7 set for Ginga Minga Yo. And then we have some Ring My Bell. I actually have this on the way. Again, within the last 24 hours we have spoken, I get to mark that off. I have gone ahead and secured that because I did find it for 50 cents, y'all, which was the price it was meant to be. Am I paying extra for shipping because it's coming from Europe? Yes, but we're not going to talk about that. So this is the beginning of the Billy collection. This is one of my favorite Moonsua cards because of the V. I just think it's hilarious. I really like that this is a style of pose that idols will do, because what my brain just says is lesbian, and I think it's hilarious. So that one is very fun. I also really like this Polaroid because I just love this shirt, and you get to see it a lot better than you can in that selfie. And then moving on to chapter 2, or Ring My Bell. I have a full page now. Again, I had none of this this time last year. Still looking for that last Polaroid. And then we get into Triple S. So Triple S is... Hold on, maybe I should say what I'm planning on collecting. Moonsua, I'm going to collect album cards. Nothing else. That includes the Polaroids. At this time, I'm not planning on collecting Snowy Night because while it is a release, it's not technically an album. And I'm currently not planning on collecting Pat Bing Sue, but that is subject to change considering those cards are pretty easy to get. So like I might go back for it after I finish chapter 3 stuff, the Unoia stuff. We'll see. Currently, I'm not planning on it. I think this QR code set is good enough for me. So yeah, that's the Moonsuo plan. Moving on to, I really like this card, it's very cute. I'm biting the tie. It's absolutely hysterical to me. So, triple S. Is that better? Can you see? I don't know if that makes more glare or less glare, but we'll try it. So that way you can see the backs of the cards. I single page everything because I like seeing the backs of the cards for the most part. I like seeing signatures. So like Billy, I'd be willing to consider doing doubling up on cards because these are not as cute to me as the signature backs, but that's a big thing I like. I love seeing idol signatures on the back of photo cards. So for triple S, my plan is to collect one of every member per release. So that includes albums and the trading cards that they do, which they call these first class objects, which is their name for photo cards. They come in these cute little, they're like cute little blind bags. I wish they had like 2 to 3 cards in a trading pack. I think that would be fun as opposed to a single package for one card. Because they do that in the albums too. It's like a singular package for one card. I would love if they did like 2 to 3. I think that'd be fun and it would maybe spark a little more joy and get you that like opening a pack feeling. But, so this is the first 8 members of Triple S for their first Atom round 1 set. I got these pretty fast. I got these 2, like the very first time they released objects, I was just so excited that they released merch that I went ahead and bought it even though it was technically not an album. I really wanted to support them. So I got these 3 cards. I couldn't bear to trade it away, even though that was my plan. So I got those in a blind bag. I was like, there's 5 members. Surely I can get 3 different members and 3 cards. I could not. And then I ended up joining a sorted go for the other 5 cards here. I guess it was the other 6. So these are very cool. They're very cute. And then we move into, so I will be putting member 9 and then member 10 is right here for that set. And there was only 10 members that did these atom objects. So anything that is yellow, there was only 10 members who did that, which makes for a really weird layout when you use 9 pocket pages because I didn't want to put them on the backs because again, I like seeing the backs. So, and that also felt like a disservice to the 10th member to be putting 9 on one and then 1 on the back. And then we move into their first album release, which was the Acid Angels from Asia. I have this complete. I had just the 2 cards originally because these were the cards I had from buying the album and joining a group order. And Miss Yuyeon is very hard to find because everyone loves Yuyeon. Then we move into round 2 cards. This is where I begin splicing in some of the replicas of digital cards I've gotten. Mod House will give you for every one, they call them gravities, each voting system. For each vote that you participate in, as long as you cast 1 vote, they will give you a free photo card. So I have a good handful of free photo cards as rewards for things. I also got some for simply signing up for the app and stuff like that, or like following them on Instagram or whatever. I got those turned into physical photo cards to help fill up the page. I don't know why I don't have a filler in there. So we've got the start of all of my round 2 cards. The round 1 cards were so easy to find. I thought it would be much easier to get round 2 and round 3, but I think a lot of people fell off on them. So this is where I'm at now. Again, a lot more than I had before. And then I have spaces for members 9 and members 10 there. And here we have Crystallize, which is technically the binary, the beginnings of binary, and when I get Atom round 3, I'll figure out how to put that in. But Crystallize was their next unit. Both of these units were voted on by fans when they had 8 members. They decided who will go in which unit, so it was very fun to see. I would say the results were pretty expected with like the sweeter members ended up in this unit and the ones that have a bit more like cool charisma ended up in the other unit. And then here's some miscellaneous replicas that I will be putting into sets, but I don't want to fully set up for, because I think it stressed me out a lot more than I realized to have all those empty pages when I originally set up this binder back in January. It also just uses a lot more pages, so then I went through pages faster. So we have a round 3 Yu-Yun. She's in an Acid Angels from Asia outfit. The crystallized members are going to be in crystallized outfits. And then I have 2 binary cards, a round 1 and a round 2. So there's 3 rounds of each trading card series, 1, 2, 3, and then they move on to the next season. So this is the green season. Finally, I have some of the only pobs I have because I pre-ordered the album. This is from the Aesthetic album. I have Soyeon and Jiu. These were a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. I did not read the fine print that these were postcard sized, but either way, I think they're very cute. Like, look at them. And I'm also really happy that I got the members I wanted originally. When I pre-ordered Acid Angels from Asia, this was the pop actually. And so I was sort of hoping for that again with Aesthetic. I just didn't join the right go for that. That was okay, because I liked my group order manager, and that's all you can ask for. Actually, my group order manager is, I want to say Don't Worry Teddy, like DWM and Teddy here on YouTube. I'm so totally butchering the username. I'll put it like right here. She's an excellent group order manager. Highly recommend. I've also used for Acid Angels from Asia, and I bought some empty albums from him, VV Tendita, on, I don't know if it's Tendita or Tiendita. I'll have to check that. Again, I'll put his name here on Instagram. Both of them are very reliable, and I would use their services again in terms of Go managers. Twice. So Twice was a weird mid-year pickup for me. In that I really have been enjoying Twice's music, and especially their newer music. Like Formula of Love is one of my favorite K-pop albums. It's pretty high up there in general. I think it's amazing. And I enjoyed the Between 1 and 2 album. I have enjoyed the Ready to Be album. And so as they keep releasing things that I'm very into, I got very into them, but I didn't want to fully commit to collecting one member, especially since Twice has such a huge backlog of cards. So instead I decided to commit to the Twice pop sets, which come with every album, are readily easy to find, especially for the newer era. So that means for the albums that I am most interested and into, those cards are easier to find. And they're also at a very low price. So that way I would be able to get a piece of all of the members. I'm Jeonyeon biased, by the way. Love her. Followed probably closely by Momo. That's a new development. I just think she's neat. But this is a way that I would be able to get a little bit of all of the members for a relatively good price without like committing to buying a bunch of their albums or trying to collect that huge backlog of things for a group that I really enjoy, but is not, I wouldn't call them an alt, I wouldn't call them a semi-alt even, the way these groups up here are. So this is my Twice collection. I think it's mostly just because it looked so fun to collect Twice. I've mentioned it over and over again in videos, and honestly, it is because it's true. So my rule for myself when I collect Twice is that I will only pick up Twice pobs if they are free, if they are below a certain price point, and I'm already buying something for one of my main collections from another seller. So this has opened up a can of worms because I have a wish list for these, is that people are constantly offering, they're like, do you want to buy these? And I'm like, well, you have nothing else I want to buy, so no. I try very hard to not buy exclusively Twice pobs from someone. And this does mean that sometimes I plan to buy like a $3 Photocard and then my total is upwards of 12. It happens. Re the 50-cent Billy ID that I secured this morning when my total ended up being $12.45 when you include the PayPal fee and the shipping. There are some Twice pobs involved. but that's exciting. I've got some more and more ones on the way, and more Formula of Love, which I'm really excited. So when I started this collection originally, I had 3 of them. None of them were on this page. It was just this Asana, I believe this Nyan, and this Momo. So we have grown a lot more since then. I have a bunch of this set on the way, which I'm excited for. And I even have some completed sets now, which is amazing. So we have like the pink set from Taste of Love. Again, some Formula of Love, which just makes me happy because I adore Formula of Love. I have between 1 and 2 nearly completed. It's just some cards from this set, and that is all. But this is a collection that is really, really easygoing. I'm trying to keep it really, really easygoing. And it's just fun to complete pages. So for this one, I need a couple more ready-to-be cards. And this set is done. So I'm pretty much done with all of the newer eras, or at least the latest 2, which is very cool. And I have a bunch of extras because sometimes you get them in bundles, and it's stupid to not. So I have a bunch to sell or trade. I'm hoping in 1 to 2 eras, when like more people get into either collecting twice, get into twice at all, or simply I see y'all on the internet, you pick up and drop collections all the time. That's not shade, it's just a fact. In 1 to 2 eras, I think people will be more ready to either buy or trade them. So I'm not particularly concerned about all these extras I have in the back. And then finally for this binder, I have my miscellaneous page this is from some of my first sealed albums. I went to a K-pop store for the first time this year, and I got a Vision album. I got the limited version, which was so cool. I love getting a limited version of a Dreamcatcher album because that means I get all of the photo books instead of me having to track down multiple versions. I got a sealed Unforgiven with the Sakura. I got this group card because I haven't addressed this. In my Mama Moon binder, there's a really hard to find blues card that I have a dupe of just on the back of the Moonbill page. It was $3. I originally paid $12 for my original copy of it. And the stipulation was you had to buy at least 2 cards. So I bought this $1 Le Seraphim card. Because, I mean, look at them. They're cute. I really love Le Seraphim. I would love to collect Le Seraphim. But it's scary out there because my bias is Chaewon. And so I am not strong enough, nor do I have the will to go out and try to collect Chaewon. Especially for just her album cards. I don't want to fight people for Candy Chaewon. I just want to own it because it's cute. I want it so bad because I love Chaewon. But I will never spend the amount of money people want me to spend on it. I'm also not going to go out and buy extra copies of Anti-Fragile until I pull it. Not worth it. Also, Le Seraphim's albums are so hard to buy secondhand. I feel like I have a lot of difficulty finding them, like US based, for less than $10. And that's all I want, is I want the photo book of my girlies. So, yeah. Collecting Le Seraphim's a pipe dream, but getting that sealed album and getting 1 card, I have this little group card, that makes me happy. That's good enough for me. And then my little Everglow card. Aren't they cute? And then back here is just those extra twice pops. So that is it for the miscellaneous binder. I'm talking a lot more than I realized I was going to, but I think about my collection all of the time, and it's very fun to get to share it. Like, look at them. Y'all, people sell these for 50 cents. Are you kidding me? So that's it for the miscellaneous binder. Huge leaps and bounds in the miscellaneous binder, especially when you consider my collection was originally all fitting into a singular binder. We've grown a lot. We've got to get another binder. Changes to the miscellaneous binder in the future. You know what? I'll talk about changes when we get towards the end, and I'm just babbling. So I will move on to the next binder now. So for the next binder, I'm gonna bring in the big boy, my 50-cent thrift store binder. We love her. Maybe that's not a flex. I feel like everyone's going to their fancy like prismatic, what is it? Platinum Prism Platinum Mandu Deco Meow Shop Cafe is like really hopped on the scene, and I'm just like, she was 50 cents. You guys have to understand how much I love a deal. I love to have more objects for less money. That's my whole MO, and that's probably, I think, why I mention prices a lot. It's that I love getting a good deal, and I love sharing that I got a good deal, and I love absolutely bragging about it. It's so fun to me. I think that's also part of buying photo cards, like, gets you a little bit of that thrill that like finding a good deal in a department store has. Like, that's the thing people do, is they love to go to TJ Maxx and just like get good deals. I think that's what I do just from the comfort of my own home. So next we have Purple Kiss. Purple Kiss is the first group that I like hardcore fell in love with. Like, when I got into K-pop, I was all about Blackpink. I still do really enjoy Blackpink. It's hard to really enjoy them unless you're a diehard fan, because you don't necessarily get a ton of content from them, at least musical content. And so, but Purple Kiss I found they had just released My Heart Skip a Beat at like the end of 2020, and I was just fully bought in. I watched every video that they had up to that point. I was there for the hype of Can We Talk Again releasing. Ponzonia was, not Ponzonia, the entire debut mini album Into Violet was my top streamed everything for the year 2021. I love this group. And I remember before I was willing to start collecting anything, I was like, well, maybe when they release a full album, like, I'll buy the full album. I own all of the mini albums now. Still waiting for that first album though, RBW. Mamamoo got one for their second comeback. Where's my full Purple Kiss album? So here's Into Violet. It's going great. It's going swimmingly. I have 5 cards left to complete an entire album. It's wild, because when I originally started this album, I had June. And that was it. So, massive leaps and bounds in the Into Violet territory. This is the binder I think I care the most about making pretty. Like, I'm really working on my fillers here. These ones are bad, but they're there anyway. And then we move into, I actually stored large inclusions here as well, which I'm happy how the large inclusions turned out. Because as I used to look at my large inclusions all the time, because I was looking through the albums all the time, but as I've gotten more albums, I don't look at the same ones over and over again because I have more options to choose from. So I wasn't seeing my large inclusions as much. So now I get to see them when I look through my Photocard binders, which I do at least once a week. You don't have the words to express like how happy these silly little pieces of paper make me. And that's also why I'm okay taking it slow, because sometimes I don't feel like I'm taking it slow. Sometimes I'm anxious that I'm like, I want to buy everything and I can't. But this group makes me happy, and these silly little trading cards make my heart happy. It's also very funny because when I learned of their existence, I kind of made fun of them for a bit. I take it all back. It's okay, I wasn't on the internet yelling about it, so it's fine. But here we got Hide and Seek. So this was my first ever completed set. This was one of my first Yuki cards. It was like this Yuki, this Jean, and one more Yuki were like my very first Hide and Seek cards. Then we're in the purple backs. It was these two. No, just this Yuki. Those were my first 2 like hide and seek cards. And maybe this Jean as well. But yeah, again, only about 5 cards missing for this album, which is also astronomical in considering that there's a lot more cards for this album than Into Violet. So that's very cool. Zombie is one of my top songs that they have put out. I loved all of their title tracks, but I'm still chasing the high that Zombie gave me. Although Sweet Juice was pretty close. And I'm really excited to see what they will do in the future. In one of their last tour videos, Shane made a comment that was like, "We're not taking a break after we go on tour." So I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping that means that they will still continue to release a spring album as they've been doing. I hope. Looks like Cabin Fever was in February of this year. Mem was in March of last year. I'm really hoping we get another spring album. Then we have all the tickets. I love the tickets. Originally I wanted to collect the tickets before I collected photo cards because again, they're like cheap and easy to get and they're so pretty. Like this dozy. Oh my god. Then I've got mini posters. If I get more mini posters, that's cool. If someone wants to trade an extra ticket for a mini poster, I so will. But they're not a high priority because I don't want to hang up individual member posters. I do have posters hung up in my apartment. It's fun because they fill our walls and they make it look like people live here. Then moving on into Mem, as we discussed in the last video, extreme disappointment over one card. I double checked. I did not buy her. She was not available. She was not even an option to buy. I just made shit up and totally gaslit myself into believing that the card was available. So, one more card to find. Of course, she's hard to find now that I'm looking for her, but not impossible. So we are one card away from Mem, which is great, because originally I had nothing. Or maybe I had a few cards. Maybe I don't know if by the time I stored photo cards, if I had that first load of Mem cards in. I don't know. But then for this spread, this one is freshly complete. She's beautiful. Is this how y'all completionists feel all the time? I love Purple Kiss so much. I love this Dozy card so much. And this Yuki, I love the blue outfit on Yuki. It's one of my favorite Mem outfits, besides the red outfits. Because again, June's red outfit is great. And then we've got all the postcards here. These were a free just pay shipping thing. So I have all of these, and I love this spread. Like, I love how these pages turned out. They look really good to me. We got mini posters. I think, like to try to collect the mini posters. Again, they're lower priority, but I think if I got my hands on them, that'd be really cool. I didn't get them in that free plus shipping originally when I did all these postcards, and that was a mistake. I regret that. And back then I thought I didn't want to collect them. A fool. It would have all been the same shipping price. But anyway, that brings us into Geeky Land, and Geeky Land I have a lot less progress for because I've been going harder on the older eras, which is what I wanted anyway. And then these are the Digipack cards. I originally wasn't even sure if I was going to collect the Digipack cards because I'm not going to buy any Digipacks. I do not own a Digipack. I just own the one main version. So I didn't know if I wanted to buy the Digipack or the Digipack cards. That's why I don't want to collect Pat Bingsu from Moonsu, is because I don't plan on buying a Pat Bingsu album. With it mostly just being small and virtual and not having a photo book, I don't really want to own it. And as such, I don't feel the need to collect a lot of cards from things that I don't plan on having the album for. So I decided to go for it because there's only 2 sets here. And then we've got this theater was missing for so long. It makes me so happy to have all of those inclusions. Then we've got our Geeky Land posters. Again, I really love how this setup looks of having them all. I wish they were short enough that I could put them long ways and that I could maybe fit. I mean, I guess I'm already fitting 4, but I might be able to like squeeze in like 6 into one page. Then I guess Swan would be on her own. So maybe, well, she's already on her own. I don't know, these are the wrong size, but they're really cute. And then here we have my Cabin Fever pulls. All of Dosie's cards are really cute this era. I love this Swan. Oh my lord. She's so cute. I feel like Swan, a lot of Swan's cards I think look similar. She does a lot of the same poses, but let me tell you, they all work for her. Then we got the bookmarks. Since I can't see the back of them in the way they're stored, I did not try to get two versions because there's the red and the purple versions of these. That said, I do think the little heat sensitive bit on the back is very cool, and that is the one thing I lose out on, is not being able to play with that because I am a tactile person. And then here we have, so these are things that I got in a free just play shipping sale. That's where these chains came from. Chain. I guess she writes her names 2 syllables. And then these are my pulls from the albums I got myself. I have them in the binder so that I can look at them. However, right now, as you can see, they do not want to play nice in terms of fitting into the page. They're also all different sizes. They're cut to be different sizes, which I think is just, I just think that's interesting. I think this one's just maybe big and then the rest are all the same size. But these, when I get more of them, I haven't been really into getting these lately because I'm more focused on Photocards than large inclusions, which was why I have so many again for older albums, is because I was into large inclusions. I was like, well, those are easier to collect than Photocards, which yes and no. But so again, I mostly have large inclusions and like toy swabs, but I will hella trade them if anyone has one of these postcards that they have extras of. These I think will make a really cool spread the way the mem postcards do. So very exciting stuff happening. But then we got Festa with my pulls from that one album. I talk a lot of talk about things I want to buy, but I did see someone selling like all of the Festa cards for a really good price. So while I do want to hunt down all of those cards in the beginning, I might just say fuck it and spend a huge amount of money to complete Festa. We'll see what's left by the time I'm actually purchasing things again in January, and go from there. And then we have the concert PC set from when I went in concert and saw Purple Kiss live. And they were phenomenal. I cannot emphasize enough how good of a show it was. They were so funny. I was not expecting a talk corner in the middle of it, so they like answered fan questions and did little post-it notes. There was a dance battle. There was, someone yelled, will you, who was it? It was Swan, will you marry me? And it was really funny because Swan was like, I don't know. And everyone's like, Yuki got married at the last concert. Swan, you can marry someone. And she was like, well, if I marry one of you, I have to marry all of you. So if you look in my Instagram bio, I have one of Swan's 500 wives because she was like, well, I'm going to marry all of you now. But yeah, and that is all I have for Purple Kiss. I have my little Swan postcard that I got as a freebie from someone. When I get Swan's album, I'm pretty sure these come with the album, and I think I'll be able to make a really nice spread of like, because there's 10 of these, of like the album photo cards in the middle and then those on top, and then we'll just have like a line of fillers or something like that. I think it'll look really good. I'm hoping. So that's the Purple Kiss, state of Purple Kiss. Purple Kiss has made leaps and bounds in terms of growth. So that's very, very cool. And then we'll move on to the final binder I have, my other alt, which is Mamamoo. Line her Do you like my beautiful shitty tape markings on the table? They help me know if I'm in frame or not. And I'm so sorry for the last video, because despite the tape markings, I do still go a little bit out of frame. My bad, y'all. So here we have the Mamamoo binder. So Mamamoo binder, it's my only decorated one because it's the only one that I have. When you buy a lot of Mamamoo cards, fun fact, you get a lot of Mamamoo freebies, which is not a bad thing. I think after Purple Kiss, Mamamoo was the first group that like gave me that like I am fully invested feeling that I had not felt since Purple Kiss. Hence their alt of alt status. I just love them. I had like heard of them and listened to their music and I was like, oh, it's not for me, but I like have to admit they have really good vocals. And then I think I kept coming back to them because other Purple Kiss fans kept hyping them up as like, oh, they're just as good as Mamamoo, like Mamamoo's little sister group is doing so good. And I was like, maybe I have to pay more attention to them. And then shortly after that was when Moonbyul released Shutdown. And like that whole album, I think, is up there with Formula of Love as favorite K-pop albums, period. There's like a handful of albums that I really, really love, and then there's a handful of albums that I'm like in love with. So, but Moonbyul released that, and that song means a lot to me to get to see that. So I don't know, and then I went into a big Mamamoo deep dive and I realized their music actually is very good. I apparently just didn't have taste when I looked into it originally. I think I was still deep in my girl crush phase at that point, so I was like, yeah, hip is good, but like nothing else is like hitting me right. But their voices are good, and I thought the vocals are really what has kept me, is I love their voices. So I collect OT4, including solo works, with a real big emphasis on the 4 Seasons 4 Colors eras, which was a set of 4 mini albums that were all like supposed to portray one season loosely, and then kind of culminated in a big concert tour project. So for early stuff, I don't have a ton, but these are replicas of the Pink Funky cards. Pink Funky is out of print, and therefore the album cards go for like $200. And they're cute, but they're not that cute. And then we have, this was one of the first Mamamoo cards I bought actually, because after I decided I was gonna start collecting Mamamoo, and I was like, these shouldn't be too bad, because I'd been looking at Purple Kiss prices, and then I started like actually getting into Mamamoo pricing, and I was like, oh, oof. But I found her for $4, and this is a group card from the Memory album. Memory is also out of print. That's what Mamamoo has a fun dichotomy of, because they have like half of their albums in print, half of them out. So like some things are a lot more expensive than others, and I didn't realize how much was out of print. I thought all of their albums were still in print when I started to collect them. Mamamoo was the first group that I wanted to collect, period. They're my entrance into the collection scene. So there's a lot of things I did not know when I got into this. I was like, I'm gonna collect Mamamoo, and you know what? If I'm gonna collect Mamamoo, I'm gonna collect Purple Kiss, was kind of my logic. So we also have Hwasa Melting card, which again, Melting is out of print, so it's a very big deal for me to have that. Fingers crossed, because the shipping is tracked, but it's coming from overseas. I do have another Melting card on the way. That's all I'm gonna say. Because, like, every time I mention I have an exciting card on the way, I'd come back to you like 3 months later with like, story time, this card went through hell and back to get to me. So that's all I will say. Hopefully it arrives. We'll see. Next up we have Purple. Purple was an album I also decided to pick up on top of the 4 Seasons in terms of like really emphasized album. I'm doing really well with it actually, because originally I had just this card, and that was the only Purple card I had. And I think I've done a lot of very good progress here. I'm at the point where I just need to find this card in order to buy it. I'm actually considering hosting a go for the very first time because I've seen a set of cards that has it, and it's a bunch of like out of print Moonbeal cards, so I'm hoping that I'd be able to get enough hype. They'd be a little more expensive. They'd be like $9 a piece, but if that means I get my card, I'm down for it. And then we begin the 4 seasons, 4 colors, and they're a little bit like, so Yellow Flower only has 1 card per member, while the rest has 2, and then White Wind has 2 in the mini cards. So while I could fit them into a nice 8 spread, it would mean I'd have to do 4 spread for Yellow Flower, and I did not want to do that. So instead what I have concocted is each member gets their own page, and then there's 8 cards within the 4 seasons eras. So that everybody gets their own page. These 2 again were some of my very first Mamamoo cards. Those were in that, like, I saw someone just selling a bunch of cards for $4, and that was when I was really new to Photocard collecting, but I knew it was a good price. So I just bought, I think I spent like $36 or something like that. So it was a lot of cards, but I was like, I have to do this now or I won't. I was like, I know they won't get better in price. So these are also 2 of my first cards, and I'm so glad this was one of them because Jesus Christ, I don't think I rarely see this card go on sale, if ever. And I love it. Like, can we just talk about how pretty this is? I hope you were able to see that very well. Ooh, you got gunk in there. Don't do that. I feel like the top ones get so much dust in that. Does anyone else feel that way? So this is where Solar is at. I am, again, pretty heavy-handed looking for this card because I want to be done with Blues so bad. Blues, this album was the cards that made me want to start collecting photo cards. And I did not realize they were the most difficult to collect. So now I'm just stuck here. And I don't want to buy replicas because I know it's realistic for me to be able to buy them. So I'm just stuck. But in good news, here's Moonbeal. There's, of course, Coca-Cola Moonbeal, which is like the card of cards for me. I know everyone's like, what's your white whale card? It's this. There is no other card that I wanted as much as this one card, and I love it. And I love getting to look at it in my binder. This one was a close second. Of course, here's my bonus one. I totally bought it and was like, I'll be able to trade it because you can trade for like anything. With this card, I would say just about, roughly, I shouldn't say anything. But then I got it in my hands and I think I remember the adrenaline rush of getting this card. So then it went on to this card and now I can't get rid of it. Maybe someday I'll be willing to do it. Well, howdy folks. Welcome back to day 2 of my Photocard binder tour because my camera cut me off mid-sentence last time. Lighting is worse because it's winter and it's evening, but I really wanted this to happen, so I'm making it happen. I believe last time we left off, I was discussing my extra copy of Blues Moonbeal. What I didn't actually put in my last draft, but I remembered after I stopped recording, is that I saw a different post for it. And I almost bought it for a 3rd time because it was once again a very good price. And I thought about becoming one of those collectors who like has just like a 3 spread. There's someone on YouTube who he calls it his 3 Irene collection. He collects 3 of every Irene card. I want to say it's Brett's K-Pop Nook, but I don't know if that's real. I might be making that up. If you know the channel or you're the channel and you're watching, hi, I like your videos and I love your 3 Irene collection. I think it's beautiful. I had a moment where I was like, I could do that with this card, and then I sent the post to a moot instead because I was like, we can't do that. So yeah, that's me finishing my thought. Welcome back to Jupiter's Binder Tour. Woo woo! I'm going to be wildly thrown off because this is the day 2 of cooking. Different lighting, different background sounds. Yeah. So, here's Wian. Again, I'm missing just the blues card. I don't remember what I was talking about last time, but I do remember I showed off this card last time because it's so pretty. Like, I'm hoping the glare is not terrible because lighting. But I think I mentioned that I just really like this card because Red Moon has really good outfits. They had like 4 outfits per person, and they're all beautiful. And then finally for 4 seasons, we have Hwasa, who is totally complete. And this makes me extremely happy. This was one of my very first cards that I got ever. This was one of those determining factor cards of I was like, I love that Moonbill card, but I'm not gonna collect photo cards. And then I bought an album. I bought a few albums actually from a seller, and they came with their photo cards when I bought them. It was this, and I think these, Oh, that's a different timer coming off. Welcome friends back. My house is not burning down. They just hate when we cook food. This card, this is what I was going to point to. It was this card with the little doodad and this, and then some Reality in Black cards. And they were, having those physically in my hand kind of made me turn from a person who's like, photo cards are so silly, or the way that people get so intense about collecting photo cards is kind of silly, blah 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 blah, to a person who's like, hold on, I take it back, because now I'm one of you.
I don't even know which one that is.
I don't either. Take 3. Let's just move on, because me describing my passion for 4 colors is cursed by something or someone, I guess. Here we have Reality in Black. I'm only missing 2 cards for it. And this is once again a scenario in which I've seen them so many times, and now that I'm looking for them, can't find them. We've got Where Are We Now? Where Are We Now would be really easy to complete, so I go back and forth a lot about whether I want to just do it or whether I should wait, because I know they're generally readily available. I don't know if it's an era thing or a cards thing, but these are generally easy to find. I think it's a case of similar to Mem, like a lot of people bought the Where Are We Now album and then either did not like it or did not like the cards, or just had too many of them. So there's so many of them out there. I got my copy of it without photo cards for free because people are just trying to get rid of them. It's a very pretty photo book though, I love it. And then we have, I don't have anything, well I do have things for I Say the Best, but I do not have a page for it yet. And then we've got Mic On, and these are all of the main version photo cards. I don't know if the glare is better or worse when I pick, for me, like at my perspective, the glare is better when I pick it up. I don't know if it's worse for you, so we're
Why? You're fine.
I'm so sorry if you hate loud noises. Apparently this will have a trigger warning. Including the limited Buell that I pulled in my singular copy of the album I bought, which makes me so happy. So happy. To like pull your bias of this like lucky limited card, amazing. And then I also have, so of course the rest of Mic On, and then I have Hwasa's. And I'm still looking for Wian and Solar. I thought I would be able to buy Wians when I bought all of these cards, because the seller had them like as a set, you can buy all these cards, and it didn't say unavailable anywhere. And then I tried to buy it and they were like, it's not available. And then I saw later that seller posting the We Unlimited card just like separately, so I don't know how that works. But we've got merch from Season's Greetings, and then the miscellaneous page with some travel up here. These are the I Say the Best cards. They did 2 different digital versions for Mike On, each with copious amounts of photo cards in them. That made me really mad. I've got opinions on that. You know what? No, this is the video in which I talk absolutely too much. So here are my opinions on, I think when you do a digital version, like a digipack or a Poca or whatever, I think they should have the same photo cards as the main versions of the albums, because the point of you buying those digital versions is that you don't want to waste the paper of a photo book version and the waste of having a CD. And so by having different versions of the album, and I know like SM tries to market that as they're trying to be eco-friendly, is so stupid, because if they have different photo card sets, you're asking people to buy both instead of choosing the one they want, and you're ultimately making more waste instead of less waste. It makes me mad. So will I collect these cards? Yes. Am I gonna hardcore prioritize them? Probably not, because ultimately they're a little bit stupid. I feel like these last whatever was in me this weekend when I filmed all these videos has a lot more personality than I think I've done in some previous videos. I don't know if y'all, well, I got one comment on the photocard video, so thank you, Bloom with One. I'm so glad you enjoy me doing my little sing-songs and all my nonsense. And then we have one Maria card. This came with the copy of Maria that I bought. Hip hip hooray. We love when people sell their photo cards with albums. These cards I thought would be easier to find. I feel like they're all over the place. I wonder if there's one card that like looks just like a pop or something like that, because I regularly see people be like, this is a benefit card, but it looks just like a regular photo card. It makes me very confused and very scared to collect those, which is sad because I love the Maria album. It's got so many good songs, and I would love to have the photo cards to represent that. And then we have my miscellaneous part 2. These were cards that I messed up and I bought for a really good price thinking they were like pre-order benefits for Where Are We Now? And they're not. These are from their DVD of, I think it's the no, it wasn't the Four Seasons concert, of one of their latest concerts. And I don't want to get rid of them even though they're not a set I'm actively collecting, because I really enjoy them. But I also don't plan on finishing the set anytime soon, because album cards are gonna win over a non-album thing generally. And we've got large inclusions for solo. So this starts the solo project. I haven't decided how I want to organize them. I think ideally I'm going to keep them like this, where I'm organizing them by member. So we've got Solar's Gamsung up here, which was, it's technically merch, but it is a CD. She did a project called Solar's Emotion where she did a bunch of songs. I'm mostly sure they're original. I think there might be a mix of original and covers in there. And that was released into a CD that came with a set of photo cards. So when I bought my copy of it, I got the photo cards with it. I actually bought this from Chile in order to get it, because it was cheaper for me to pay a large amount of money for shipping than it was for me to try to get it anywhere in the United States. But that came with the photo cards. And we have the dupe Spit It Out, and then the beginnings of Face. And then in Moonbill's section, I think I have the biggest for anybody solo, probably, well, you know, bias priorities, right? So we have Selfish. And then this is the Dark Side of the Moon Kino kit. And then I have the main version album Dark Side of the Moon cards here. There's only 5 cards for this album. So while this layout isn't perfect, because I mean 12 cards is also, I think, bad to put in a 9 layout or spread or whatever. This works very well for me because I don't want to do a 5 layout for just these cards. So I'm only missing 1 card, and I think this is a very big priority for me, is I really want to finish Dark Side of the Moon. And then I don't have anything for Sequence. And then Cheese in the Trap, fully complete, including limited cards, which I'm really proud of, because limited cards were something I was not necessarily planning on picking up. But I found 2 so easily that picking up the 3rd one, I was very willing to do so, basically. And then we've got the little bit of merch from the Better merch drop, because they didn't actually do an album with that, they just did a merch release. Act 1, Scene 1, my pulls from the limited version, and 2 rabbits, my accidental pulls from my free empty album that was accidentally sealed, so yay. And that, God forbid another smoke alarm goes off, is all of my photo cards. So, I'll leave this here while I talk for a little bit. First of all, thank you very much for your support with this channel for the last year. It's been really fun and exciting to make these videos, and as much as you will hear me gripe and complain about assorted, like, tech issues or whatever, or editing, I'm really slow at editing, so I complain about it a lot, but that's because my mind moves faster than my hands can, and my schedule can really put together, because the reality is all of this takes time. And as much as I feel like sometimes I'm running out of time, doing this channel is very fun for me. I love storing my photo cards. I love my discography deep dives. This whole video is turning out to be longer than I thought, which is, I think, maybe very fitting for a year end, because that's how we began the year, is me not realizing how long anything could take and how long I can feasibly talk. But that's why I made a YouTube channel, is because I love to talk about this. This spiraled very quickly from a genre of music I enjoy to a bulk of my hobbies and, like, entertainment shaped space in my brain. So thank you so much for your support, for your views, your clicks, your comments, your subscriptions. I have, this is a big talk from someone with 38 subscribers, but genuinely, thank you. It makes me glad to see that somebody is out there who enjoys the things I do and the things I make. So, collection goals, I guess, going forward, I really would like to finish, for Mamamoo, my goal is I want to finish those priority cards. So the 1 purple, and the 2 blues cards. Those are my biggest priorities. I would also really like to complete 1 solo album. So, 1 person's solo album. I think I have everything secured for 2 rabbits, so, like, that's probably a cop-out. So maybe I should say I'd like to complete 2 solo projects between them. For Purple Kiss, I mean, at this point, I'm missing so few cards for the first 3 eras. So Into Violet, Hide and Seek, Mem. Those are my that's my goal for 2024. Maybe it's a very small goal, but that's definitely what I want to complete. Anything else on top of that will probably be a bonus. Maybe it's a whole year, and I think I get things a lot faster than I expect, so maybe a goal there is maybe up through Geeky Land main version cards. That's realistic by into 2024. For Billy, I think I could complete Moonsua, because I have 1 album left. As much as I love Moonsua, though, I don't think that has to be a 2024, like, end-year goal. That's just, I think I'll just be happy with that collection wherever I am at. For Triple S, though, I definitely want to have a goal of, I want to try to finish the first class objects. Or at least the Atom ones. I shouldn't say all of them, because they come out too fast. Either Atom or Binary. Let's do it that way. Whichever one is, I would like to finish 1 of the seasons of the first class objects. Whichever that means, because that'd be 3 big sets for 1 of those series. I think that's a good goal. And in terms of future plans, because I have actually completed a lot more than I expected this year, I am actually making a plan to pick up a new collection. I have plans for 2 new collections, but we're only starting 1 because we have to start slow.
Is one dream catcher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so I'm not going to say what it is until I think I get cards on hand for it. That is, if you've watched all the way to the end of this video, you get to tell me your opinion on this. I'll probably make a poll too. So I've bought an album that is secondhand but is actually sealed for beginning this new collection that I'm starting this year. But it came out last year. It came out at the end of 2020. Yeah, it came out at the end of 2022. So, would you be interested if I posted an unboxing about it and I did a whole video for it? Or would you rather just see my pull at the end? Because I think it'd be fun to make a video about it, but I also know it's an old album and I don't know if people care about unboxings for older albums. So that's my question to you. Also, please leave your guesses about which idol and group I'm picking up. Because that's all what I'll give you. It is just one album or one person I'm picking up. I'm not picking up a whole group. And if you heard Spiff in the background, it's not Dreamcatcher. That's the other one that I'm going to pick up, but I have to do a little more completing on my current collections before I let myself do that. This one would be a little bit smaller. I guess there's spoilers because I technically have a wish list up. I know I talk about my Instagram, but I don't have the 2 linked up right now. It's at the Dreamer's Pen. Because that was the original. I tried to use that account as like a blog for a hot minute, and then that didn't work out, and I just repurposed it. So the usernames are slightly different, but it's me. It's the Jupiter's the name on both of them. You'll see it. One of Swan's 500 wives. So I am picking up a new idol. Feel free to put your guesses in the comments. It'd be funny to see what y'all think based on who or what I talk about. Yeah. Those are my goals. That's my question to you is, would you watch an old unboxing? And thank you from the bottommost part of my heart for watching all these videos, for listening to me talk for literal hours. My videos are literal hours. No matter what I do, they're always about an hour long. Yeah, thank you. It means a lot to me. Happy holidays for whichever one you celebrate. Enjoy the cool air. It's dark outside now. I hate it, but enjoy the snow if you're an enjoyer of snow. And all more things to come. There's probably one more video that'll be going up after this. It's a little quick purple kiss thing. That one's actually only 20 minutes long. You can save your applause. I know, it's impressive. And I have a video about Billy going up that I have to edit, but that's next on the docket. Happy New Year. Thank you for everything, and I will catch you in the next one, my fellow K-pops and cosmic bodies. May our paths cross again sometime. Peace.